Time sub. I'm streaming it this time because I know that many people can't make it to my streams regularly. I know that there's a little bit of hype right now with the new expansion. Basically, I'm trying to stream at these times more frequently as long as you guys are going to be able to to hang out here and stick around. So thank you guys. Well, what we have here is a 1v1 at 1200 elo, and it is on Atacama. And this is Atacama version, which is very similar to the Atacama you've probably seen in tournaments. So these guys are 1200, so I imagine they have some decent builds. We have Alexandra Duff. Alexandra Duff is playing as the Aztecs here in the red. And then the gray, we have Luxon OP. And Luxon OP is playing as the Sicilians, which is a civilization. It was just introduced with the new expansion. Don't chop that wood line. There's wood here. Don't do it. Okay, not the end of the world, but I think on Atacama, maybe you start there and then you push towards the middle, but this version of Atacama, I think you probably want to go to the middle wood. But this is a very tower-heavy map. This is a very aggressive map because of wood control, which I think makes it very tough to play, and some people like it for that reason. Some people will hate it for that reason. I think for me, I actually have not played it yet, but I'm really happy this is in ranked personally because it's kind of similar to Arabia and produce some aggressive games. I'm not a real crazy Waller boy. All right, so Sicilians, their town centers and castles build 100% faster. That's really a non-factor right now. Other things to focus on with Sicilians. Land military units receive 50% less bonus damage. Now, when I made the Sicilian video, again, the civs that just come out, I didn't do a lot of testing. But that should apply to like hill bonuses as well, right? So that's something to consider. Farm upgrades provide plus 100% additional food, and then also can build the donjon, make the unique unit. And then the First Crusade seems really OP right now. Each town center spawns a batch of 10 Sergeants. And that is a max. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I bet you Gray wishes I stayed in that tech tree a little bit longer. But yeah, that is a max of 5 TCs. So potentially 50 is what I'm saying. Sergeants just out of thin air after researching that unique tech. Looks like Gray wants to wall up this choke point, but that's going to be a lot of houses if you want to wall up middle of this map. And Red doing the same thing. So this is where it gets tricky. Do you think this is good or bad to wall between woodlines on Atacama? Because it's a habit that players get into because it's nice. You know, you need the houses anyways, and it blocks off some space. But on Atacama, this actually makes your life a living hell if someone tries to tower or make archers behind, because you have to delete your own houses to get around. So my advice for you guys... Oh my god, whole crazy walls over here. My advice to you guys would actually be, if you're going to house, maybe build your houses between these wood lines, right? That way you can funnel things in towards your TC a little bit. But that's tough, so. Kazva says, I quit my job to be successful at Hidden Cup 4. Well, Kazva, how many... Let's see, Hidden Cup 3 qualifiers. You were in full-time. You were lower rated. Hey, maybe you can make it in, man. If you only knew what... Ah! Oh, God. Gray is stressing me out over here. If you only knew what the prize pool was, bro. Well, Kazva, I can tell you the info should be up within 48 hours, so... you can sign up and go through those qualifiers, bro. Interesting to see Red's getting gold right now. Is this for a drush? Because he sent a villager here to collect 10 gold. Or 13 gold. Okay. Why get golds? Ah, barracks. Part of a game plan. Okay. Could wall another layer of trees deeper to safely wall in your lumberjacks. You could, but that's also a rather long walk. There's a lot of gaps. So again, on this map, people aren't too familiar with it, but I think the best defense is offense here in this one. Whereas Gray, he likes arena, so he's going to wall up this side. But honestly, this isn't too bad. I'd say this is pretty good. At 1200 elo, I think a lot of what takes to get to 1200 or 1300 is just wall up safely.
Strongest holder in all the land.
Wait a second. So guys, my I don't think you guys realize where this username came from. So, Lord T-Berry, thank you for the 3 months. So, when I played Stronghold on stream, the name that was built into my Stronghold game from like 2010 was still in there. And the name was Lord T-Berry. My first name's Tristan, my last name's Barry, and no, you don't need to make Barry jokes. I've already heard enough of that. So, then someone thought it would be a fun idea. Are they both going to lose their scouts to the enemy TC? Yeah, they are. Someone created a Twitch account named Lord T-Berry. And now they've been subbed for 3 months. Well, thank you. So, everyone, all the scouts are dead. Scouts are no longer. Red is still in Dark Age. And Red's sending the militia forward. Let's see what Red can accomplish here. He hasn't been able... Actually, he scouted a decent amount. Tristan is a very good caster. The worst one... I remember I was in middle school, and there was this one guy who I think you would probably qualify as a bully. And I didn't have very thick skin back then, but I was witty when I wanted to be. So someone like was making a joke. This bully guy was making a joke at me, right? And I had a really good retort, which made him look dumb. And then he's like, "Whatever, Dingleberry." And I just remember, like, it was so sad because my comeback was so good, but all he had to say was that, and then I lost. I was embarrassed.
Jay?
And now I just get made fun of by thousands of people on the internet, so it's fine. Things have really improved in my life. Luxon is on the way to feudal, but Luxon just seems content to just run away. Like, get hit and then run away. Look at this. Look at this micro. Woo! The Drush is meant to delay, and Red is definitely doing that. But let's see what the plan is here. Well, Luxon didn't have the barracks up already. So Luxon arrived to feudal to then build the barracks, which is going to take forever. Ooh, but Luxon is getting the farm upgrades first. And Red's going to eat the town center with his Drush. All right. So far, town centers have got 5 kills. The town centers have more kills than the players have so far. Town Center's very effective raiding tool. But anyways, these farms are going to have crazy amounts of food on it with the Sicilians. 325 food per farm. Are you going to make a stable or an archer range or something here, pal? What's the feudal age plan? I think this Elo really struggles with the more open maps because they're just like, in their brain, it's wall and macro. And go eco. Oh, he's going to tower here. Oh, he's going to donjon. Oh, my God. He's going to donjon it, chat. He's going to drop a dungeon. Or a donjon. It's 200 stone and 75 wood. Is that really worth it? I mean, you might as well tower if you ask me. Let's see if Red can spot this. Now, I mentioned this exact thing earlier. That's what's funny. I mentioned how... if you wall this off, you can't really access that area. Yeah, I guess you can't make a tower. You've got to make this bad boy. So you're going to give it a shot. It's really expensive. But, you know, his food eco is looking good. It does... This is my 2K brain, but I would like to see him make a stable and make some scouts, you know, like, be a bit aggressive, but... he's just going to drop this and then go chop wood. And Red is making... he made a skirm, a spear, an eagle, and an archer. So Red is going for the AI army comp, I guess. And now Red has to decide on what to do for wood. I mean, he can easily just find another area for wood. Red just didn't know what Gray was going to go for, so he made a little bit of everything. Huh. Yo, Beto Sands, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. I think that the devs nailed it with the architecture for the new civs, and now you can make a Sergiant here, so... Sergiant and a blacksmith, so he wants to get upgrades, and I can kind of like how he's boxing himself in here. But let's see what happens. He's all this offense, but he doesn't have any defense. And it's not like you can make another one because you weren't mining stone. So if red starts attacking these walls, granted, he doesn't have fletching, but he's going to have a lot of military, and it's all funneling across the map and attacking these palisades. So, like the Sergiants, or whatever you say that, I mean, his stats don't look all that impressive to be able to deal with this mix of units, especially if fletching comes in for these archers. Which, guys, you really should be researching fletching before you move out with archers. Because villagers, they have 2 pierce armor. Not doing that much damage against a 40 HP villager. You have 4 attack if you don't get fletching. But that extra 5 attack plus the range really matters a lot. And I guess Gray's going to try and go up towards Castle Age here. But there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of palisade walls to protect. Now what I would do is sit my archers here on stand ground, right on this tile. That way if villagers try and wall it up, you're good. Gray's going to make... Oh, he used the market to buy another one! Well, I just don't like... I don't think it's a great game plan. And it could fail for him here. He's had to use the market to buy it. Desperation. He could... It's worth losing that vill. Lose the vill. He honestly, he smells. It makes the quality of life worse for everyone else. Just... Okay, well, he wasn't tapping it. Now the donjon's going to go up. And let's see Red's reaction. Red should pass it. Red should say just passing. Great move from Red. The thing is, this building's not that OP because it doesn't... As you can see, it doesn't do a lot of damage. So now Red's like, you donjoned my wood line. I am going to use military to hit yours. Gray really is going to need wood. And Gray's whole battle plan has fallen apart. Because he... I mean, maybe his battle plan was to do this, right? But he doesn't really have military. Which is a struggle. He's on the way to Castle Age, though. Do you think he can make Sergiants with armor to defend? I mean, what are they? 60 food, 20 gold? Let's see. $60.35. It's a little pricey, but at least you could produce them now. That's what I'm thinking. Especially because Red hates blacksmith upgrades. Oh god, Gray. Oh god, that's not gonna work. Red is being extra mobile with his army. He's done. He's done, John. Okay, I think the 200 IQ play from Gray would have been to run through his gate and just run down here to chop wood. Instead of running back this way... Oh god, what are you doing, Red? Red, you're fine. You don't need to do this. Just keep camping resources and go up to Castle Age. But yeah, it'd be really funny if he just would have run this way and just chopped the wood over here. I think Gray, again, this sergeant, or I guess I could say sergeant, right? I think the sergeant might... I mean, it's great against the eagles. And if he starts getting upgrades, it'd be okay against the archers at least. But the archers have fletching now. And Red has lost a lot of villagers. Red is now on the way to Castle Age. And the pressure is really mounting here at Gray's base. Sharkfin, hello. Wow, 8B Waffle received a gift sub too. That's awesome. Thank you, Sharkfin. You got to use that food count here to get that armor upgrade. And also re-wall this if you can. TC over here. Oh man, it's all desperation move for Lux. But then again, he's still kind of denying that middle wood area. And this is not great wood income for Red. Anyone else getting some secondhand anxiety right now from this game? I think I can feel Gray's anxiety. It's a stressful game. It's not low elo legends. It's 1200 elo. There's, you know, they're able to macro and micro a lot better than low elo legends. And the archer's having fletching now, so villagers will actually go down. That TC will be denied, and we have some Sergiants around. Gray's going to have to delete some walls, take care of this. He's going to have to send his Sergiants over. And Red, I guess, clicked one of those vills. Sergiants are doing okay, believe it or not. Gray decides to build a house. Those villagers, the last thing they wanted to do was build a house for their I guess for their children, you know, so they could leave a lasting legacy. So, like, Dad is dead, but Dad built us a house, or partially built a house. Dad never finished anything he started, so. Finally, Gray. Okay, Gray, I'm actually starting to believe. Gray's made a stable here. He is clearing up the military. His farms still have so much food on them, so he's going to finish the TC and boom. 32 villagers versus 38. Red, I mean, 1 TC seems superior. Oh, Red might drop a castle, actually. I haven't seen a lot of 1200s play, but I feel as though Red has been more aggressive than most 1200s I've ever seen. He went for Drush into Eagles and Archers. Very aggressive player. And Gray's going to go for a Siege Workshop here. Drush says, yeah, Gray's just having a bad game, that's all. And he says, I say this as I haven't actually played AoE in forever. No, I think it's not necessarily him having a bad game. It's the way he played the game. Look at his walling and look at his defensive style. You're inviting pressure when you play defensive, and the offense just paid off for Red. And now Red's going to go forward. I mean, Gray doesn't really have any military to stop anything right now.
HC4 hype T90 pop T90 hype.
What's up, Vestin? I can't wait. Hidden Cup 4. It's hard to believe it's close. So a castle here would be epic, right? It ranges the wood. It ranges the enemy donjon. It also would range the... would deny the stone and the golds. I checked. It's 1k1 elo game. Is it? It's 1150. I mean, 60 elo. It's not that big a deal, right? It's right smack in the middle. I don't think you can look at a player and say, this guy's definitely 50 elo. You know, like, I don't think you can visibly see 50 elo difference, personally. But that might be, maybe that's different at this elo. What happened? Why didn't he? He had the stone. Now he doesn't have the stone. Oh, he made a TC. Okay. Now he has the stone again. Now he's going to drop the castle. Okay, took a bit. And Gray's on 2 TCs, going crazy with the eco. And he actually is saving up a bit of stone himself. He's also making Mangonel here. That's funny. I can completely believe this is 1100 to 1200. Don't know why people think it isn't. I think people feel attacked when they see someone at their elo. Sometimes, like, people will say, there's no way that that's that elo, because that means I have to play like that. You know what I mean? It largely depends, too. Like, people who... As Red makes a really nice move here to pick off that Mangonel. The thing at lower elos is lack of consistency. Some games can seem really easy, and you feel like a god, and then some games are really hard, and you're like, what went wrong? So, it's different game to game. Yes, you can in this range, T90. 1200 means the player is broken out of that little bubble placement games. Lots of players stuck with low 1150 because they beat someone during placement games. Yeah, but we're not talking placement games. These guys have like 100 plus games. I don't think you could see 50 elo difference all that much. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe they... I have to check their account. I'm assuming they have 100 plus games, but... Yeah, one person has 181, the other one has 239. So, these guys have played enough games where it's not really about that. But it's turned into a really nice game. Look at Gray. He has that control. And now he's taking out the Mangonels. Alright. Okay, so you've got a stable now for Gray. He's getting attack, he's getting armor, he's getting bloodlines. I mean, the big takeaway from both players is they're just creating eco and creating military at the same time. And that's, you know, you compare that to a 900 elo player. And 900 elo, it's like, they struggle with that mix. These guys are playing really well. And what's fascinating is Red doesn't have another dungeon. Yo, Gray, you sneaky dog. Look at that. But Gray is going full dungeon defense. and full donjon offense, and he's also got some knights and some sergeants, and I think the knights and sergeants will be great against the Eagles. This is honestly a really good game. Reds, Eagles, I don't know if they... I mean, there's not really much space in there, but this is not how you want to be taking a fight, I can tell you that much. Gray has taken the lead. And look at the counter! I think he loses this. Yeah, just because of numbers. Here, Red gets through, but the Sergeants, again, based on the stats I'm seeing here, it feels that they should do really well against Eagles. And they do. So now Red's got to decide on something else. He's just queuing more Eagles. I mean, numbers have done it. And he really wants to free up this wood line. What's really weird about this donjon building is it denies wood lines, and then as something goes to attack it, you can create military to attack that. So, that's awkward, and I guess if Red were to use villagers to batter this down, which is actually pretty easy, then sergeants could be created, but... Which Mezosiv is the best Eagles? Mayans. 100 HP on Eagles is no joke. Yeah, Eldorado Eagles, the way to go, as Red's on the way to Imp. So Red took some poor fights, but Red economically... If I say he's better off as he has 9 on food, so he's not using auto farm at all. Yeah, I mean, I guess with momentum, he's probably better off, right? Because he could make Treb soon, maybe. Maybe another castle. Oh, God. Lady, don't you do it. You hold on to your wood. Don't you dare... Okay. Oh, God. Oh, wow. What a castle. The Revenge Castle, too. That's so good. Oh, boy. Well, yep. Red says thank you very much. I'll walk right in. And Red's getting a raid in, and Gray's got to react to this, but Gray's still in the castle age. And this might come back to the fact that Knights and Sergeants, they cost a lot of food. So it's like 60 food for both of those, 60 plus food. Whereas Eagles, it's a lot of gold, but it's not so much in the way of food. Now, Knights and Sergeants do very well against the Eagles. But, you know, the fact that Gray is not going to be an Imperial Age could be a big, big deal here. By the way, I looked up how to say it. And according to Google, it's Sergeant. But I think I can just say Sergeant and people will be fine, right? Or is that too Americanized? I don't know. Is that fine? Can I just say Sergeant? Is it Sergeant? Can I say that? Is that bothering you? Okay, cool. I'm glad that that's cool with you guys. Not my Christian stream. Oh boy. So 64 Vils versus 55, but 30 military for Red. Plus he can get imp upgrades soon. And Gray's just asking for trouble making a castle here. But I think he wants to drop this castle and go imp to trap this down. He didn't know the Red was on the way to imp. And that's actually a really good tip. In general, you should probably avoid building forward castles in mid to late castle age. Unless you're on the way to imp. Because imagine if Red was still in castle age. He'd just be inviting for that castle to get trebbed down. Alright, so he's got the double castle. He's making a lot of monks right now. Which is weird. Wait a second. Can you convert a donjon with redemption? He's probably just doing it for relics. Just passing. But I wonder if you could convert that. I suppose technically you could. Huh. First time on stream. Love the videos. What's up, Dragcot? Glad to hear it, and welcome. As a 1200, we don't use redemption. Yeah, monks are normally only used at the high. The only monk tech I see at Elos below 1400 is fervor, so monks move faster. While they're getting relics. You can't make sergeants from it? Gotcha, okay. That makes sense. Gray is on the way up. Gray still has a lot of food. What should Gray make? It's tough to know what to make against Aztecs in general, but I actually think that sergeants are the way to go. Make some donjons here and just spam those bad boys. Wait a second. What about First Crusade? Oh, it's on the way! I called it! I called it! First Crusade will give him 50 sergeants! it's not really the first Crusade. There's been many Crusades in this game. Well, actually, how many TCs does he have? So it gives you 10 per TC with a max of 5 TCs. So he only has... Well, no, he has 5. This is a tech that could easily... Watch his score. Watch it. Watch his score. Wait for it. 5,200. 6,400. Tell me that's not broken. Tell me that freaking tech isn't broken. I mean, my God, dude. His scores just jumped up so much. Now he's got 57 military. You're joking me. You're joking. And let's see what he can do with it. He has insane upgrades. That's going to swing the game. That is going to swing the game. Because he could take out all the trebs. Well, actually, I don't know about this side. He might lose his castle. He's actually pop capped right now because of the units. 53 military units. And in this case, it ends up being the perfect counter to Eagles, too, I think, for this Civ. Here come the sergeants. And the castle goes down. So Gray's having population problems. Red needs to tech switch, man. You got to go... As he's getting a lot of conversions over here, I think you've got to go for, like, champion. Because you have infantry upgrades, so I think it'd be wise to go for champion. Jaguar Warrior would be good if you weren't about to lose a castle. Elite Eagle alone is going to be some addition, but... Red is maybe very... Well, not maybe. You can see he's not producing any eco, whereas Gray is. So I think that there's definitely some crazy focus there when it comes to his military. And he also is pop-capped after losing his castle, so... Gray's still pop-capped. Still... Okay, he's going to drop a castle back here now. I would suggest houses at some point, but maybe that's too radical of an idea. Jags won't work because of the 50% resistance bonus from Sicilians. Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't seen that. I mean, it's going to do damage, right? But I'm just not sure how much damage. Alright, so these units should own. Gray should just patrol in, honestly. He'll clear up all the pikemen easily. Yeah, the thing about not Lithuanians, Sicilians is they have that resistance bonus against... they have that bonus against bonus damage, which is weird to say. And so it's kind of hard to know what to go for against this unit. This unit on paper doesn't look that strong, but it's very hard to counter. Red's done a good job adding monks, but... Like, guys, Gray... What would this game, as Gray is going to get Elite Sergeant, what would this game have been like if he didn't get 50 military units like that? He would have never taken out the Treps. He would have had resources, but he would have struggled to spend it. I mean, First Crusade swung this game massively. I think he would be getting Trep down right now. And Eagle rated. What a good game, though, between these two. Red's got to have this realization. He continues to just... He's essentially beating a dead horse at this point. He's continuing to send Eagles to their death. And now he's making, like, 4 monks in his monastery. He needs to go back to his economy and look at it, the fact he has 6 farms. Try and get some Eagles into the eco, I suppose. What's the second unique tech for Sicilians? Each team member receives a one-time payment of 15 gold for each military unit that they own. Does that work in 1v1s? Does that give you resources? Guys? I feel like that's a waste of resources. Does that actually give you resources? It does give you resources as well? Are you a teammate to yourself? Okay, let's pay attention. So he's got 12 military. Wait, did he cancel it or did it complete? I wasn't... Damn it, I was looking at too many different things. Okay, you're a member of your own team. Gotcha. I feel like that's something that I tell myself sometimes so I don't feel lonely in life. I'm on a team by myself, but I'm on a team. I guess it wasn't the best time to get that tech. The Sergians are doing great, though. I just don't know if the Eagle raids are accomplishing enough right now. However, Red will take out that Trebuchet. And Gray does have 30-some idols. Red also has a bunch of idols, but... Like, honestly, if you're raiding, what is that doing? That's keeping Gray at home. That's keeping him distracted. Great use to the monks again. And so it's going to keep him distracted, and the goal should be to expand your eco behind that. But maybe Red's like, I'm done booming. The eco part of the game is over now. It's time to fight. And as he's going to take out... Oh, no, he's not going to take out that Treb. He doesn't care. You lose a castle, you build a castle. What the... Alexander. Alexander, what? He's like, well, if this castle doesn't go up, I'm dead anyways, so might as well build it. Oh, yeah, just a little safer. You don't have defense. Oh, God. I mean, he's making Aztec monks without a single monk upgrade, and it actually makes me want to scream. Because their monks could be so tanky here, but GG. Salutes in chat for those two players, seriously. That was a heck of a game. You had Gray with the Donjon Rush. You had, I mean, there were multiple areas he placed them forward, right? He was able to place it over here. He also went for the Donjon defense. And then he really seemed to understand the Civ. He got the farm upgrade right away, and that helped out. And then when the going was getting rough, he researched that first Crusade tech, and I've talked about it at length. I still don't think it feels like AoE 2 to magically spawn 50 units. I think it would be better to research first Crusade and maybe get a certain number of them free that you have to produce, something like that. But anyways, you can tell on the timeline when he magically, boom, like plus 40% population, and then, you know, that swung the game for him right there. I feel bad for Red because I felt like Red positionally was in a good spot, but truthfully, I remember while he was imping, he also didn't have... He had a lot of gold income, but he didn't have a lot of food income, and that was always bound to catch up with him. Lux and OP seemed to have a grasp of Sicilians, and I suppose if he didn't have First Crusade, maybe he would have just made the sergeants, and sergeants would have been fine. But it's hard to say, right? You can see here, the units killed. A lot of these big kills came in after that tech. And then more food, way more food. Both because Red didn't farm, but also because Gray did utilize the Sicilian bonuses, and then more wood, more stone, slightly more stone, and then Red had more gold, which I guess makes sense. Oof. What about Cumin Mercenaries tech? Yeah, you have to make the units, right? Unless I'm wrong. See single player. See skirmish. Technology tree. Do Cumins. Team members can create free elite Kipchaks in the castle. See the difference? It's not spawn instantly. It's not team members instantly spawn 50 elite Kipchaks from TCs. It's you have to train them. Yes, you have to create them. That's what I'm suggesting for that tech. To feel a little bit more like Age, you know? I'm not saying all civs need to be unique, like need to be the same. But 50 military? I touched on this earlier today too. It's like 50 military in most levels, that's a third of most populations. Ridiculous. Okay.